And in we go. My 16 to 20. There's such a ways to go. I've already played 5 songs I like quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I thought for simplicity, since I knew I was going to be the one having to click on things, I would stay in 2 for the next one.
Ooh.
And to do so, I had to put myself at risk
Mm-hmm.
because there's a good chance that playing this song is going to get me killed. It's also the next one on the soundtrack in numerical order, so...
It's true. This could be the song of your demise now.
Yeah, I'm like, huh.
What? So I had I had this song way higher up on my list than yours.
Yep.
Like way higher. Jesus.
9?
Yep, number 9.
Tells you what's about to come. Again, if these 2 are down here...
Yep. We're in for a fun ride. I'm glad this is on your list at all, so I'm not like outraged, but I'm a little surprised maybe.
Truth be told, it actually wasn't even in my first list of the top 25. And I was looking at the ones down there and I'm like, what are you doing down there? Get in here.
It's one of the ones that slipped through the cracks. I mean, I had that with Transcend Beat. I almost forgot about it, so it happens.
And again, I really like this track. Anything from this point on is stuff that's on my regular playlist.
Yep.
All of them.
Yep.
So at this point, it's more about like, all right, how do I rank these among themselves?
Yep, that was kind of my whole list too. Was like, I listen to almost all of these regularly. So how do I organize them in like a list, a tiered list?
Gotta love attacking that snare drum.
Oh yeah, he's having a great time over there.
Bouncing on that foot pedal.
Was this the song you said would be fun on
Yeah.
foot pedal? Okay.
There's others too, but this is one that sticks out to me. It's like, man, I wish I could chart that.
Yeah, that'd
In
be
my younger
so
days,
fun.
you know, I made a bunch of Stepmania charts, which is the DDRS game way
Yep.
back in the day. I don't have the time anymore. And Rock Band, of course, this means charting 5 instruments instead of 1. If you really want to do it right, and I would. I can't half-ass stuff. So,
Right.
And if I was going to make a full song, it wouldn't be this then. It would be, you know, something else that was probably going to be later on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Who can say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as we touched on with your list, that's the only normal battle theme on my list. I think 1's is decent. I think 3's is trash.
Mm-hmm.
I think 4's is okay.
Yep.
So we have the only route theme and the only regular battle theme. So then I thought, why don't we bring in a town theme? Because we haven't had any of those yet. This is one that was on your list. It's from the first game. And once again, I mean, as much as I hold this track in high esteem, there's just no room for it higher.
So this is your number 19?
Number 19.
So yours is just a little...
Yeah,
yours
these
is
were
one
close.
higher than mine. Yep. Not by much, though.
Like we talked about in your list, I mean, we think of scene setting.
Yep.
So now we walk into this town that has ancient traditions, mysterious fog.
Castle in the distance.
The people are generally pretty jovial. They stay out of the big conflicts and the nobility issues because that's what Victor wants to do.
Yep.
They're by the sea, you know. Lots of different motifs kind of happening at once here.
Yep.
Who doesn't love a good waltz tempo, you know?
Oh, right? I mean, it's wonderful.
You could ballroom dance to this song, though it would be weird, first of all, because it's not a traditional waltz, and second of all, because then there's that irregular beat coming up where you'd like trip over each other and die.
Yes.
So
but
that's
you could
not
do
great.
it.
Yeah. You could play this at your wedding and be like, and see what people do, you know?
Mm-hmm. Just major shoulder shrug.
Like these weird vocals.
Yeah.
I'm not even entirely sure what effect they put on them. They're in the beginning of the song, too.
Yep. Kind of like ethereal and
Mm-hmm.
almost haunted like the castle.
Yeah. Yeah, nearby Lohengrin Castle.
Yep.
So that's all the way at 19.
Mm-hmm.
And people who have listened to me talk about this series and know how much I enjoy that track are probably like, what the hell? What is left on his list? He has 18 to go.
I know. I'm like, these are lower than I would expect, given how much you like some of these tracks even more than I do.
So why not have another town theme from 1? At number 18.
Wow, our lists are actually not that far off so far in terms of like where we ranked things. I'm sure it's going to get gnarly as we go on, but...
Yeah, we had the beginning where none of them matched.
Yep.
Your first 4 and my first 4 were not on each other's lists.
Yep.
This stretch is actually pretty similar. Around the 10 point is kind of similar, and there's some other stuff coming.
I am excited.
You also may have noticed that this is my 5th song from 1 already.
Yep. I stopped keeping track, but that's more than I had across all of mine.
There are still 4 more.
Oh my gosh. No, it's good though. I like the differences.
Here it comes. I want to go back and play the percussion from Devil's Lab from Final Fantasy VI and hear if it's that same sound. It's close, I know, just from remembering the other track.
Yep.
It says industrial.
Yes, it really does. Or Iron Man hitting the hammer in the first movie.
Tony Stark made this in a cave.
With a box full of scraps.
I don't know if that line was meant to be funny. I don't think it was.
No, but it makes me laugh
is.
every time.
Yeah.
I just can't help but giggle at it now.
What interesting percussion. A hopeful but somber song.
Yeah.
And then I thought, if I'm just going to be making these motifs, I didn't really plan this way, but the fact that it worked out, I wasn't super upset with.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought, it kind of flows nicely into each other. If I'm telling this big, overarching story for the Cold Steel soundtrack, well, then why wouldn't the next track be this?
This is so low.
Yeah.
I am so
17.
surprised by this.
This is actually one that tumbled as I started looking at the list when it was near finished. And I was
really?
like, all right. So as I look at each track, am I happy with where it is or does it need to move? And other tracks I looked at, I was like, I need that higher, and this one kept taking a step down.
Wow.
Now again, you've seen what's below it to some extent, so...
Mm-hmm.
The fact that I had 25 more also tells you that it wasn't, just, I had 15 I liked, and then I just kind of scraped together the rest of the list.
Right. Yeah, it sounds like your list was a bit more comprehensive than mine, because I only did my top 25, and I kept it limited to just those.
I'll tell you why this is as low as it is when we get there. It's not this part. This part's the best. If this song ended here, I'd probably like it more.
Really? I like the second half better, honestly.
This part here, I don't mind when it has built itself back up, but this part I'm kind of like... I don't hate it or anything, don't get me wrong, but I'm like, just get to the other part that's good. I don't need
You mean
this
the part
45
after
seconds.
this?
Yeah. Because that part is also very good. Don't get
Yes.
me wrong. But it's like, sometimes I like when they rebuild, and there's a couple different songs we talked about where it's like we have this early peak, and then it kind of drops a little bit, and then it rises again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I was like, every time this part of the song was playing when we were on the airship, I was like, eh.
Interesting.
Then we get back here, and I was like, okay, cool, yeah, let's do this. I thought the earlier part comes back here, but with the heightened percussion.
Yep.
That's good. And we're picking nits, you know. At this point, as I've mentioned already multiple times, like to be in the top 20 or so meant that you already had to be held to a high standard. So now there's a part of it I don't love that might not be good enough compared to some of these other ones.
It's fair.
There's at least one more coming up that you're going to be surprised is this low.
Oh boy. I'm so excited for the controversy. I'm here for it. As long as nothing makes me flip the table, you'll survive. And you won't have to hear heated mind blasting into your brain.
But I still hear it in the back of my head like,
Is this going to do it? Is this going to set her off?
is this the thing? This is the last thing I hear? So that was 5 in a row that were on your list. What do you say we bring in one that was not on your list as our last of this section?
Let's do it.
This is one that I was super torn on because there were so few spots to begin with that the question then became, did I really want to have this much representation from this particular motif, or was I better off using the slots on something else? And what I eventually settled on was I need to have the songs I like the most, regardless of where they're from. So here is the third best version of this particular theme.
This was in the shrines, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot it does have the motif later. This is the consequence of not listening to these songs outside of recording.
Yeah, I went through and gave Ford's due diligence. So now we get this kind of like synthetic guitar that's pretty cool. And that background synth sounds especially cool on headphones, which we don't have at the moment.
Yeah, I bet it does.
Now we've been thumping, but we got to bring in more percussion because, you know, we got to keep things spicy.
Oh yeah, I remember this part now. It gets jamming.
Oh.
Ah. Oh, so we got some Spiral of Erebos in here.
Mm-hmm.
Snap-a-doodle.
It hits the same key change.
the best part is I can't see your screen over there, so like I have no idea what you're clicking on or like what those names are.
Yep.
Nothing. No
it's
clue.
hard for me. I mean, I need new glasses, but it's like
Yeah.
8 point from across the room.
Yep.
This has kind of a long fade out too, but so yeah, and it also gives you 2 of the top 15 just on the hint I gave about this track. But where?
Where indeed?
So it was tough because it's like if I really wanted to increase my representation, I could have dropped this because there are better versions of that particular sequence of notes, but I like that track. I like the way it builds. I like words used in the game. I like how it fits. So it's on the list at number 16.